Well, yet again, we have to talk about the plight of our veterans waiting for care at the VA hospital. The director of the VA hospital system came out today and said, I'm quoting him now, it's, the veterans who are waiting in line shouldn't complain. It's like waiting in line at Disneyland. And, of course, people wait an hour to get on some rides. Well, but they don't die if it takes 2 hours. And there's a big difference there, Mr. Director, okay? And so I think he should resign. It's a slap in the face of every veteran out there, which I are one, as they say. And I also, since I'm pointing fingers here, one of the fingers I want to point at the VA system, and I actually began this crusade back, gosh, it's got to be 1991, I believe. I could be wrong by a year, but 1991, I believe. And no, it had to be later than that. It had to be it was 1998. 1998. I was giving a lecture to the State Association, Medical Association in New York for medical doctors getting their CME, their continuing medical education. That's December 1998. And I said there was a big article in the newspaper that day about how veterans were being mistreated by the VA system. And I said during my talk that you have two opportunities to give your life for your country, once in the field of battle and the other in the VA hospital. And boy, the medical doctors associated with the VA system, they got angry. They ran up the aisle, cussed at me. I mean, this is right in the middle of my presentation. They're wadding up the programs and throwing them at me. And, of course, this is all being recorded. The next year, I was giving a talk to the same medical association, December 1999, and another big article in the newspaper, New York Times. 700 veterans were killed each year by the doctors of the VA system, and 3,000 were injured by accidents and infections and so forth. That's every year. And I pointed that out, and they made me change the name. I couldn't use Dead Doctors Don't Lie, so I changed the name of my presentation just for the VA system revolt there at the State Medical Association in New York, called the Medical Mousetrap. Okay, the Medical Mousetrap is the name that has all that stuff in there about the VA system, 1998, 1999. And the continuing saga here is, I go back farther, there's never been any vitamins and minerals given to our veterans. Okay, now you think about it. They don't even let them, and I know many people associated with longevity have kids who go into the Marines and the Navy and the Army and so forth, and the Air Force. And during basic training, they're not allowed to take any vitamins and minerals. They run them up and down hills carrying 80-pound packs. They just make them work 20 hours a day and very little sleep and so forth. They don't give them any vitamins or minerals. They just give them canned food, fried food, soft drinks, that kind of thing, and really nutritionally abuse them for their entire career in the military. So if they want vitamins and minerals, they got to self-educate. They've got to take these things. And remember that the brain requires all 90 essential nutrients, just like your muscles and your bones and your joints and your eyes and your liver and your heart and your kidneys and so on. Well, what's one of the biggest complaints about military personnel coming out of the military, come back to the States? Well, that's PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome disease, right? And what happens here is, if you're in a military uniform, you get PTSD when you have the symptoms of it. If you're a civilian and you're just in civilian clothes, you get PTSD. It's called bipolar disease. Then you come back from a war zone or maybe a station someplace that's not a war zone, but you're stationed a long way away, and you come back with PTSD. And the psychologists and psychiatrists, either there where you're stationed or when you get back home to the States, put you on an antidepressive drug. Now, I want everybody to look up antidepressive drugs. You can Google it. You go to the physician's desk reference, the PDR, and look up the complications, the side effects of antidepressive drugs. It's always suicide. And this is why these young guys and gals are committing suicide when they come back from the war zone or a foreign station or even local stations here, and they get PTSD in the military, which is bipolar in civilian life, and they put them on these antidepressive drugs, and it contributes to their high risk of suicide. Okay, very, very simple stuff. Now, same thing with type 2 diabetes. The VA system and type 2 diabetes, they just give them drugs to maintain blood sugar. And they get their legs amputated, they get in kidney dialysis, they get high blood pressure, they go blind because of all the side effects, because when you keep your blood sugar under control, you're not controlling diabetes, you're just controlling the blood sugar. Okay, it's kind of like taking aspirin when you have arthritis. You're not controlling the arthritis. You're just getting rid of, or at least dampening, one of the symptoms of arthritis, which is pain. And so type 2 diabetes is easily, you can say managed, or we can support healthy blood sugar levels. We can support healthy metabolism of sugar and carbohydrates at the cellular level. So you won't need medication. You won't get complications. You go on about a normal life, medication-free. Same way with cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease is very common in people who have a history in the military, from a congestive heart failure, cardiomyopathy heart disease, obstructive artery disease, you get kidney failure, high blood pressure, and so on, aneurysms, strokes, coronary thrombosis. And so all this stuff is caused by a bad diet, very little or no nutrients, okay, and eating inflammatory foods, like fried foods, processed meats, oils, gluten, and so on. And so here's where a little bit of education would save the government enormous amounts of money and criticism and add 25 to 50 healthy years to the life of our veterans. They do that for, illegal immigrants, but not for our veterans. Are we kidding? Well, stick with us. We'll be back after you. Don't forget to contact your Youngevity associate and ask for Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Disease Transmission, the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the CD, the DVD Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and Rare Earths of Insurance. And we'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I thought we'd talk a bit about processed foods. If you love your smooth, creamy peanut butter, well, there's a reason, because they put these things called emulsifiers in them that improves the texture and extends shelf life. And there's a study out from Georgia State University where they found that processed foods may promote gut inflammation. They say certain food additives may interfere with your gut bacteria, causing inflammation of the intestines and leading to development of chronic diseases. In the study, the researchers looked at the ingredients called emulsifiers added to these processed foods, and they say they used a special piece of lab equipment that simulated an intestine. It was a series of glass containers and pumps, and the scientists added two emulsifiers, carboxymethylcellulose and polysorbate 80, to simulate in a simulation of gut contents, and the emulsifiers led to a dramatic increase in a marker of gut inflammation. This all comes from Benoit Chasang, an assistant professor of biomedical science at Georgia State University. And the researchers then took the altered community of bacteria and from the lab equipment added it into mice that didn't have any gut bacteria of their own, also developed intestinal inflammation and showed signs of metabolic syndrome, including obesity, high blood sugar, and insulin resistance. They add to a 2013 study by the same group that found emulsifiers promote the development of inflammatory bowel disease in mice that are genetically predisposed to the condition. A 2013 study also found that the emulsifiers were linked to inflammation in normal mice that were not genetically predisposed to gut diseases. And the new study was able to rule out the impact of the mouse's own cells because the simulator used is a mechanical model of the gut. He said these emulsifiers are listed on ingredient labels, but the additives go by many different names, according to Chasang, and they say that it makes it hard to avoid these just by reading labels. So they say avoid the processed foods, and that's something I've heard you talk about for a number of years.
Yeah, exactly. When you, even if you just sort of narrow it down to processed meats with nitrates and nitrites in them, there's emulsifiers. They use wheat as filler, lots of sugar in there to make them taste good. And so they actually increase your risk. If you have a processed meat serving once a day, like a ham salad sandwich for lunch, you might have a fried bacon or sausage for breakfast, that will increase your risk of many different types of cancer, the same as smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. So what if you smoke and you're taking processed meats? You're going to get cancer. Same way with obstructive artery disease, where you get clogged arteries. It's not from too much cholesterol in your blood or too much saturated fat in your diet. It's actually from inflammation caused by everything from these emulsifiers to sugars, carbohydrates, gluten, again, processed meats, fried foods. And they actually are what causes inflammation. These emulsifiers cause inflammation, causing intestinal problems, which then make it more difficult to absorb nutrients. In the same way with your arteries. When you get inflammation, it's like pouring acid down into your arteries, And your arteries respond by making scar tissue, which is what plugs your arteries, not cholesterol, not saturated fat. And so this whole thing with this whole thing with the processed foods is shelf life and also taste, because if it tastes good, you're going to buy it again, and it has nothing to do with nutritional value, nothing. And so the best way to do it is just avoid processed foods. What a concept. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Virginia. And Michael, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Michael, you're on the air.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir.
Talking with you again. I met you in Baltimore at the beginning of this month.
How can we help you?
And, well, I'm a retired Marine. I've got several colleagues that were in the Gulf War, and they have what is called Gulf War syndrome. Some of there's multiple symptoms, but the ones that seem to be more prevalent is the irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue, and in some cases migraines, irritability. But the two most prevalent that I've seen is irritable bowel syndrome and chronic fatigue.
Okay, well, this is actually a Shar thing. Now, Shar's husband was in the Navy, and he's actually the helmsman for the aircraft carrier. Which one was it, Shar?
The Oriskany.
The Oriskany.
It's a coral reef now.
Okay. Yeah. At any rate, so I'm a veteran, so I understand what's going on here. And Shar, what would you do for somebody, whether they're Gulf War veterans or anybody who has chronic fatigue and irritable bowel syndrome?
Well, irritable bowel syndrome is a gluten intolerance. And in the military, I don't think they really think too much about stuff like that.
No, they don't pay attention to those details. They just say, here's what you're going to eat. You're going to have pancakes every morning for breakfast. You have waffle every morning for breakfast. You're going to eat sandwiches for lunch and spaghetti for dinner. And snacks will be, they'll give them beer, which is made from wheat, barley, rye, and oats. They'll give them oatmeal cookies. And most of their snacks and the gravies and the soups are thickened with wheat flour. And so they're getting slammed with wheat probably 5 times more than they ever got at home living with their family and their kids. And so it's not too unusual because, and I would like to go through the menus of the Gulf War veterans, and I'll bet you extremely high in the gluten compared to the Second World War K rations and so on. So at any rate, same way the chronic fatigue syndrome, very simple. And what would you do, say, per 100 pounds of body weight, Charlotte? What would you do for somebody with irritable bowel syndrome and chronic fatigue?
Well, besides getting them on a gluten-free diet, I'd get them a healthy start pack for 100 pounds of body weight, and I would give them the Synaptive, too. Yeah, the Synaptives to help with the chronic fatigue, so forth. And also, let's see here. What about something to re-inoculate good bacteria in their guts? Oh, ultimate enzymes, of course. Ultimate enzymes. What about the bacteria? About the bacteria? Yeah. What about root beer? Root beer belly, yeah. Uh-huh. What about triple treat? Treat chocolate's better yet. Yeah, there you go. And, we need to get some of these guys online here, Michael, and we will be able to help them a lot, believe me. Doc? Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Las Vegas, Nevada. And Casey, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Casey, you're on the air.
Thanks, Dr. Wallach. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes a number of years ago, almost 20 years ago. I've been diagnosed with Lyme disease. I'm actually from Maryland, and also black mold toxicity in my house in Maryland. So I made the trek out to Iowa to go to school in Iowa, mostly for my health, Well, it turns out they had worse mold there than they did in my house in Iowa. So here I am in Vegas trying to get cleaned out. And meanwhile, diabetes, I guess, caught up with me. I just had 4 toes amputated in October.
Okay.
And I have
well, how much do you weigh?
I have a 200.
Okay. How tall are you, sir?
6'1".
Okay. And did you have any problems as a kid or a young man, things like asthma or bronchitis?
No.
Okay. Did you ever
have headaches? I remember headaches.
Okay. And did you have any problems on your skin, like dry skin, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea on your face, acne, anything like that?
I had pretty bad acne on my back.
Mm-hmm.
I was an athlete growing up. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
Yeah, it can, because you sweat out a lot of nutrients when you sweat, training and working and doing your events.
Right.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yep. Yeah.
Any of them have any appendixes out or skin problems or asthma or bronchitis, diabetes?
My brother had his appendix out, and he just out of nowhere a couple of months ago. He does karate. He's a pretty active guy. He's actually older than me, and out of nowhere, they said he had a heart attack, and they had a stent in him by the next morning. And now he's on all that garbage medicine,
sure.
Blood thinners and all that.
Okay.
Crap.
And how does your Lyme's disease manifest itself?
Well, for me, I lost feelings in my hands and my toes.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Oh, like it's probably obvious. I forget words. Brain issues, basically. Brain fog, I think they call it.
Okay.
And what's really scaring me now is I also in the past year have got edema on of the macula of my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
Right now I'm on vancomycin and Cephalin IV for 3 more weeks.
Yeah, not doing any good, is it?
It doesn't seem to be.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden my blood pressure is starting to get high. I've never had a problem with high blood pressure. Yeah. In the hospital, they actually tried to convince me I had a blood pressure problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's see here. Charmaine?
Oh, and I just started your Healthy Body Blood Sugar Pack this week.
Excellent. Now, hang on. We'll be back, and we'll give you kind of some dietary suggestions and also a supplement program to add to your Healthy Blood Sugar Pack after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Nevada and Casey. Okay, Shar, this is a Shar thing. Here's a guy, has a long history of type 2 diabetes. He has a history of a diagnosis of Lyme disease. A lot of stuff is blamed on black mold relived, and he's got obscure things like blood pressure starting to come on him, and he's got edema, fluid under the skin and his legs and so forth. What do you think is really the basic problem here?
I think he has a gluten intolerance, and that's why he keeps getting things wrong with him.
Yep. Every couple of years there's a new problem. And, of course, how long have you had Lyme's disease diagnoses, Casey?
It's been at least 5 years.
Okay. Well, Lyme's disease is curable in 2 weeks, just like syphilis is curable in 2 weeks. The Lyme's disease bacteria is a cousin to syphilis. It's a spirochete like the syphilis bacterium. I can kill syphilis bacteria in 2 weeks with penicillin, and I can kill Lyme's disease bacteria with several different types of antibiotics, including the tetracyclines. And so anybody who has Lyme's disease longer than 2 weeks doesn't have Lyme's disease. And now that's what doctors call it, and they'll impress you that you have Lyme's disease, especially coming, from the East Coast. And they are able to convince the insurance company every month that you have chronic Lyme's disease. I have people that 25 years they have chronic Lyme's disease. Right, it's curable in 2 weeks. And somebody needs to go to jail here for insurance fraud, and that's the doctor, because all he's doing every month is punching that button saying you're getting a treatment, a consultation, something for Lyme's disease, and he gets paid a large sum of money for doing that. Type 2 diabetes is a simple disease, easy to manage or even be able to get off of your medications and go back to a normal life. Can't use the C word. That's kind of not legal. But, it's funny how I can say I can cure scurvy with vitamin C. I can cure beriberi with vitamin B1. I can cure pellagra with vitamin B3. I can cure, let's see here. I can cure, night blindness with vitamin A. Okay, but I can't say the cure word for other diseases that you can prevent them and get rid of them by supplementing with certain nutrients. It's kind of interesting. But at any rate, type 2 diabetes, we've known for 80 years a deficiency of a single nutrient. And again, black mold, I think, is kind of an excuse by the doctor who really doesn't know what you have. And so he blames everything on all this other stuff, which insurance will pay for. So what would you do for Casey here, Shar?
Well, I get him on 2 blood sugar packs, get him on a gluten-free diet, of course, avoid all the bad stuff, no oils, no olive oil, no burnt animal fat, no no meat with nitrates or nitrates, and then 2 healthy blood sugar packs. And
okay, what would you do for the, kind of fatigue that goes along with all this and the headaches and whatnot? Could be low blood sugar causing, but he's got diabetes. Well, blood sugar goes up and down at low points, usually a half hour after meals, or maybe in between meals, like halfway between breakfast and lunch, halfway between lunch and dinner, and maybe an hour or 2 after dinner. People fall asleep while they're watching TV, and this is could be reactive hypoglycemia, narcolepsy, could be manifestation diabetes. And it's one of those things where Char's exactly correct. Let's approach it very simply. 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month, a full dose everything twice a day, including the sweeties, 3 of those twice a day. Let's see here. That's where we go. Just very simple stuff. If you have any respiratory problems, which is not unusual with gluten intolerance, in addition to the 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month, I would also get 2 large bottles of the EFAs. This will allow you to have, with the healthy blood sugar packs, 3 EFA pluses at breakfast and 3 of the EFAs at breakfast, at dinner time. Okay, and so that'll work out very well, and you'll be able to get enough so your lungs can make hormones which dilate your bronchi, you can breathe easier, and so on. You'd be amazed what this little system will do. Call us every 2 weeks if you would, Casey. Keep us informed, and we'll walk you through this. It seems all pretty straightforward, and your doctor's picture should be on the wall in the post office as public enemy number 1. Don't forget the CD. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Princeton, New Jersey, and Linda, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Linda, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Dr. Wallach. I apologize, I'm on speakerphone because I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
Okay.
Are you familiar with a condition called dysautonomia, which is a malfunction of the autonomic nervous system that produces severe cardiac symptoms like tachycardia, high...
I hear it called atrial fibrillation.
No. It used to be called soldier heart, effort syndrome, and another formal name for it is Da Costa syndrome. At any rate, it produces pulmonary, cardiac, etc. symptoms. My sister is currently being screened for it. There are 2 or 3 treatment centers in the United States. It's estimated between 7 and 10 million people are known to suffer from it.
Yeah.
My question to you is, she's had extensive allergy testing done and is allergic or hypersensitive to at least between 200 and 300 foods. So my question to you is, I'd like to try her on some of your supplements until she's formally screened and receives a diagnosis. They're also doing a differential diagnosis for partial mitral valve prolapse syndrome, which is not really too terribly recognized in the medical community. Only mitral prolapse is. What supplements would you recommend as something that would not, compromise her while she's going through this diagnostic process, that would be helpful but innocuous, so to speak?
Sure. Well, what does she weigh?
145. She's 55 years old.
Does she have any history of skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis, acne?
Not that I'm aware of. She did undergo a 3-year treatment when she was an adolescent. She was starting to masculinize. They are not certain whether she had congenital adrenal hyperplasia or not, but she was on the steroids for 3 years, prednisolone and dexamethasone. But she's 55 now, so I don't know that would be a
Does she have any history of respiratory problems, asthma, bronchitis?
No.
Okay.
I'm told that she has what's called genetic emphysema, which I'd never heard of.
Well, there is no such thing. Okay. So if she has emphysema, she could be deficient in certain nutrients that actually result in the bronchi contracting and being like a quarter of the size they should be, and can result in emphysema of trying to expel air out of the lungs when you're breathing. And so emphysema is not an unusual thing when you're deficient in this hormone, but it takes nutrients for your lungs to make that hormone, and it's very easy to be deficient in them. Okay, so hang on, and we'll be back and give you some insight after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie and the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to New Jersey and Linda. Well, anytime a group of doctors, they start farming somebody out to different experts and different opinions, they start talking genetics and dysautoimunemia, which means they're thinking autoimmune disease and so forth. This says they really don't know what the heck's going on, is the sharp way to say it. And so they're just stabbing in the dark and using sort of generic terms that sound sort of like really wild. And so people say, oh, my gosh, dysautonemia. Oh, no, it's genetic. And then the light goes out in their eyes and they just give up. Okay? And whatever the doctor says they will do. They don't even get a second opinion. Okay? And so what I would do for your sister, who is 145 pounds, I'm going fast here because we've got a whole list of other people who want to try and get in the last couple of minutes, is to get her on a very basic, simple program. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens. And then 145 pounds, would give her 2 of the Healthy Start packs per month, full dose for everything at breakfast and dinner, okay? And that'll be accomplished with 2 Healthy Start packs per month. And if she's, has sensitivities to the point where her throat swells up, so there's no peanuts in there, but if her throat swells up and she gets unconscious, well, I would put a drop, make up an adult dose, and just put 1 drop of it on her skin, like they're going to do for testing, and see if it gets red and itchy or something like that. And I would cut the dose in half, or down to a quarter, or 10%, if it reacts to these things. But these are essential nutrients, like oxygen and water. They're needed. It's not like these are a choice. If you want to live a long, healthful life, these things are needed just like oxygen and water. So anyway, that's where I would go with this. I don't believe it's genetic. I don't believe it's dysautonemia. I think that's just a crutch for doctors that don't know what they're doing. Give us a call in 2 weeks, or call anytime, but don't wait longer than 2 weeks. Okay, Doug, let's see if we can squish another one in.
All right, let's head to Utah. And Casey, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Casey, you're on the air.
Yeah, my girlfriend has been gluten-free and oil-free for around 4 months now, and she actually takes Ultimate Enzymes 30 minutes prior to eating anything, and having chronic acid reflux for years, she gets a severe acid reflux flare-up due to the Ultimate Enzymes. I'm not really sure what's causing that, or if it's
okay, we only got a moment here. What causes reflux is when you have a lack of stomach acid. A lack of stomach acid. It really should be called lack of stomach acid reflux. Lack of acid reflux, not acid reflux. And this is somebody who restricts salt, doesn't salt their food, because salt is the raw material for your stomach chief cells to make acid. That's the primary reason. And so I'd give this person 1 or 2 of the Ultimate Enzymes, which has stomach acid in it, per meal, a minute or 2 before each meal. And I would also, Char, what would you give this person who has reflux to really get rid of the symptoms very quickly?
Peppermint oil.
Yeah, put 4 or 5 drops of peppermint oil in a half a cup of warm water. Have them sip on that for a minute or 2 before the meal. all through the meal. And, of course, the ultimate enzymes take 1 or 2 of those, say 2 to 5 minutes before the meal, a couple ounces of water. And salt food heavily. If it tastes good, then salt it more, double it up. And the salt will, in fact, allow the stomach acid to be there to get sterilize the stomach so no yeast and bacteria grows. The fermentation by yeast and bacteria of carbohydrates and sugars in the diet that causes reflux, not too much stomach acid. That's another false medical theory and has killed lots of people following their advice. And so that's kind of, I think you'll see some very, very rapid positive results by doing this. And the pack this individual would need would be the Healthy Digestive Pack, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and divided up appropriately. If they only weigh 100 pounds, then it'd be 1 pack per month. Give a half a dose of everything at breakfast and dinner. Don't forget the ultimate enzymes. Don't forget the peppermint oil. And if they weigh 150 to 200 pounds, they get 2 healthy digestive packs and full dose of everything twice a day. And don't forget, get a couple of bottles of the peppermint oil from our Ancient Legacy division, 4 or 5 drops of peppermint oil in warm water before and during each meal. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Great testimonies and questions today. Thank you so much, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order PureWorks.
You may have heard about the 90 essential nutrients or the mighty 90 needed for good health. But with all the products out there, what exactly are they talking about? The mighty 90 is 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 60 plant-derived minerals, and 2 essential fatty acids. So now you know. But with all the products you see and hear advertised, what exactly do you buy to come up with the mighty 90 and the right ratios to promote good health? Youngevity has made it easy with the Healthy Start Pack, which contains 1 canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Vitamin and Plant-Derived Mineral Complex, 1 bottle of Bone and Joint Enriching OsteoFX Plus, and 1 bottle of EFA Plus Essential Fatty Acids, all in the proper ratios to promote good health and vitality. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, and you're tired of seeing your blood glucose levels rise and fall like a ship on the ocean, but you don't want to take those drugs the rest of your life, Youngevity has an alternative. A product called Sweeties has been developed just for you. Used as part of your regular diet, Sweeties helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, a formulation specially designed to nutritionally assist your body with the regulation of your blood sugar level. Sweeties supports healthy glucose metabolism because it's fortified with aspartic acid, chromium, and vanadium, all to help you promote healthy blood sugar levels. If you want to get off those drugs and control your blood sugar metabolism naturally, try Youngevity's Sweeties product. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. When you perspire, working or playing, your body is losing more than just water. That's why it tastes salty. But what you're sweating out is more than just salt and potassium, as some sports drinks will have you believe. One of the most well-known sports drinks only has 2 nutrients, and it's loaded with sugar. Some have a mineral or two with a couple of vitamins. Youngevity's exceptional sports drink, Rebound FX, is chock full of cancer-fighting antioxidants, a full spectrum of vitamins, plant-derived minerals, and herbs. Rebound FX is a highly absorbable liquid supplement that gives you quick, sustained energy. Rebound FX supports cardiovascular health, immune health, and boosts stamina and energy. Don't short yourself during and after your workout with just a couple of nutrients. Drink Youngevity's Rebound FX for optimal health. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Through his research as a veterinarian, Dr. Joel Wallach discovered that most health problems afflicting livestock can be prevented and even reversed. Many of these same health challenges also occur in humans. These too can be prevented and reversed. Doc's original formula, called the pig arthritis formula, alleviated all arthritis symptoms in animals. The same basic formula has been developed for humans, called the Pig Pack, which includes plant-derived minerals, a multiple vitamin complex, glucogel, and EFAs. Add to that Youngevity's OsteoFX Plus, a proprietary blend of liquid calcium, magnesium, and glucosamine. Now you have the Pig Pack Plus to make up the 90 essential nutrients Dr. Wallach has identified as necessary for sustained good health and longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and Youngevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Youngevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your Youngevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there, in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local Youngevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables, and besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your Youngevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about Youngevity home-based business opportunities. Do certain foods cause you to bloat or experience gas? Do you wake up in the middle of the night with heartburn? Are you forced to sleep on piles and piles of pillows to cut down on heartburn? Have you been diagnosed with acid reflux or gastroesophageal reflux disease? If any of these describes you, then you've got digestive problems. I was awakened with heartburn almost every night for over 20 years. Then I heard Dr. Wallach and realized all of the antacids I'd been using were actually part of the problem. My stomach acid wasn't too strong, it wasn't strong enough. So I started taking the Ultimate Enzymes from Youngevity. Now all of the heartburn, belching, and bloating are gone, and I can sleep through the night without piling on the pillows. And I'm back to eating the spicy foods I love. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Youngevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound. Turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Youngevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.